Welcome back to Craig's Cabin. Today we're going to be making stinging nettle bread. Let's jump into this video. So we're back, we're going to be making stinging nettle bread. I'm going to be making this by eye, but I will put the recipe in the description. Let's have a look at what ingredients we got. So we have some gluten-free self-raising flour. The person I'm making this for is gluten intolerant. We've got some dried yeast, salt, sugar, a little bit of vinegar, a couple of eggs, and we have my foraging bag full of stinging nettles. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. We get to put that light on, I think. So first thing we want to do is we want to get ourselves a pan to boil the stinging nettles in. We want to put some water in the pan. There we go. Let's move your back a bit. There we go, so you can see everything that's going on. There you go. See the lovely new shirt that was made for us by a company called Car Crazy, and they've embroidered us some jumpers as well for the Craig's Cabin volunteer group, doing the Forage for Knowledge walks, some woodland maintenance with other groups, and also community garden with other groups. So, just want some room, tip these stinging nettles out. I've got a Forage for Knowledge course later today, so we'll just put that on there. Move a cup of tea out of the way quick. So we'll just pull these leaves off. I'm going to separate the leaves from the stems like we did in the nettle soup video. Except for then I picked the nettles when they were very stingy. And as you can see, I'm not wearing my gloves. I picked these late last night. Separate all the stingers from the stems. And we're going to give them a quick wash. Now I am sure these are stinging nettles, despite me not having gloves on. I did pick them with the gloves on, but they're not stinging me too bad. I'm waiting for them to dry out in my bag. For the amount of bread we're going to be making, I think that's enough stingers. So just find ourselves a little rubbish bag to put them in. I'm going to need that as well. just give these a quick wash. I'm going to add these to the pan there. There we go. Just going to add a little dash of salt. That's it. Give that a mixy mix. Right, where's my towel? Dry the bowl out. Now this will be the first time I've ever made nettle bread, and it'll be the first time I've tried it as well as the first time I was cooking it. I have tried garlic mustard bread. I thought nettles might work as well, so add our flour. And dried yeast. One sachet of dried yeast. And a bit of salt. A bit of sugar. So we add another half there. So we've got all our dry ingredients in the bowl. Like so. We've got our dried yeast, our salt, our sugar, and our gluten-free flour. And we want to get ourselves another little pot. That's my rosemary. Have a little bowl there. And we want to add that's a bit strong. Right. So you want to use white wine vinegar, but I'm just using plain old white vinegar, and I'm not putting as much in because it's really strong. Then we want to crack 2 eggs in there as well. Stingers are starting to affect my hand. Little piggy whisk. Now I want to mix the wet ingredients together just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit, because we need to do milk, which I forgot to mention at the beginning. Get our jug. That. A little mixy mix. Now we only want to blanch the stinging nettles for a little while, which I've now done, and they're starting to look a little droopy. Give them a couple more minutes. While we're waiting for them to finish off, we're going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, remembering to keep the flour nearby. As I'm doing it by eye, it's better to make it wet first and then add the flour in afterwards. Now usually I'd use my hands, but that's better. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Let's have a bit of a tidy up while we wait for the nettles. Have a drink of coffee. Oh, that's my mug of coffee. Right, so we're just going to get the nettles out, drain them, go pat them dry with my drying cloth, and we're going to chop them up, add them to the bread, and then we're going to let it prove for an hour. So, no, I need the oven on. That one's got to go off. There we go. Right, so we take that and we go drain it. Now if you wanted to, you could substitute some of the milk for nettle juice from what you just cooked. I'm not going to do that this time, but you can if you want to. We'll get ourselves a nice big knife. Turn around a little bit. There we go. Right, I'm going to add that on there, on this drying cloth. Just want to pat it dry. Obviously kitchen roll is better, but I don't have no kitchen roll at the moment. So I just use this drying cloth. That's it, nice. And then we're just going to add that all in there. Right. Now the heat from the nettles is going to help with the proving as well. It's starting to bind, which is good. My first attempt at gluten-free bread did not bind at all. Definitely a lot better than my first attempt at gluten-free bread. Right, just wash my hands quickly. Right, so that's the hands washed. Where's my other cloth? Ow, that's hot. Don't know if you can see the steam coming off of this, but this is my damp cloth. Should I put it over there? We're going to leave that for about an hour. I'm going to have a tidy up and we'll come back. I don't want it to rise too much because I'm only making a small amount. So we'll come back in a little while.
A few moments later.
Now we're back. Flip that out onto there. Give it a little bit of a knead. Need a bit more flour. And this is sort of like the perfect little. We're going to make it into something nice. I think I might cut it and then turn it into a plait. Maybe. Or I might just leave it as a big boulder. There we go. That's what we're doing. We're turning it into a log. Turn it into a little log. Hopefully, with a little log, it'll expand to the size of the pan and it'll rise a little. But here it is. Now we're just going to brush it with a little bit of oil. If I can remember where I put the oil in the brush. That dropped that, didn't it? So I've got a little bit of oil in there. Let me use that wet cloth to put on the oil for me to mop up in a second. There we go. So, there we go. And then score it a couple of places, like so. And then we're going to add it to our oven for around 20 minutes, 30 minutes, around that sort of time, 20-30 minutes. So we'll come back after I've had a bit of a clean up and the time's done. So we're back, the timer's gone off. And there we have a nice big loaf of Nettle bread. See if it's going to fit in my lunchbox thing. Now we're going to just cut some off, which is good, so I want to try it. So I'll bring you guys over so you can have a look. A nice bread knife, we're going to cut the ends off. One for me to try, and one for the family to try. There we go. Now hopefully it should fit in my box now. Yes! Fits in the box nicely, but there we go. I'm going to leave that to cool down for a moment. Just get some butter. And if we cut that into little tiny squares, that could be for everyone in the other room to try. Whereas I am going to be a pig. Now this isn't actually butter, this is actually olive spread, which is a bit healthier, but not really. So let's have a show you a bit that hasn't got butter on it. So look, there we go, nice colour, nice texture. Now we've got my bit with the butter on. Lovely, moist. I know exactly what will go well with this. Some wild garlic butter or wild garlic pesto. A bit of nice little side thing for dip. Hawthorn ketchup would go well. I can imagine some slices of this around a bowl of Hawthorn ketchup being served, or made into garlic bread. So, quite enjoying this. Again, it can also work me with no manners. Also work being dipped into nettle soup or any sort of soup or stew. I reckon if you left it out to go stale for a little while, it'd make pretty tasty croutons as well. Like a bit of it rolled in salt or something. So nettle bread, get a thumbs up from me. You wouldn't know that was gluten-free at all. I'll put a recipe in the description. Also look out for the new books that are coming out, the Foraging Chronicles and also the Foraging Recipe book. So a few quick and easy recipes, food, drink and others, just made from some foraged ingredients, all available on Amazon. Don't forget to like this video, leave a nice little comment underneath, subscribe and share. Find us on social media and follow us on there. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, we'll do a giveaway. We give away one of these shirts or maybe even a embroidered jumper and a few other little goodies. I don't know what else to say. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you later.